Have you ever noticed something strange? There was a time when your phone wouldn't stop buzzing. Messages, invitations, calls, people wanting your attention, wanting your help, wanting your time. Then one day, almost without warning, the silence arrived. The messages slowed. The calls stopped. The people who once said, "We should catch up soon," disappeared into the background of your life. And the hardest part isn't the silence itself. It's wondering if anyone even noticed you were gone. You begin asking questions you never wanted to ask. Did I do something wrong? Did they stop caring? Was I ever important to them at all? If you felt that, you're not alone. Nearly everyone reaches a point where they look around and realize fewer people check up on them than they once did. But what if the reason isn't what you think? Most people immediately assume abandonment. They assume they've been forgotten. Their mind creates a painful story where everyone moved on and left them behind. But the Stoics understood something most people never realize. The world is not thinking about you nearly as much as you imagine. Not because people are cruel, not because you're unimportant, but because everyone is fighting battles you cannot see. Every person you know wakes up carrying their own fears, responsibilities, disappointments, bills, relationships, regrets, and anxieties. They are trapped inside the same mental storm that you are. The silence that feels personal is often not personal at all. Think about the last person you intended to call but never did. The friend you meant to message. The family member you planned to visit. It wasn't hatred that stopped you. It wasn't a lack of love. Life simply got in the way. Days became weeks. Weeks became months. The intention remained, but the action never happened. Now imagine how many people are doing the exact same thing with you. What feels like rejection is often neglect born from distraction, and that distinction changes everything. Marcus Aurelius wrote that we suffer more in imagination than in reality. How many nights have been wasted imagining conversations that never happened? Imagining people judging you, replacing you, forgetting you. The mind fills silence with stories. Most of those stories are false, yet we treat them as truth. We torture ourselves with assumptions. We turn a quiet phone into evidence that we are unloved. We turn someone's absence into proof that we don't matter. But there is another uncomfortable truth. Sometimes people stop checking up on you because you've changed. And that is not necessarily a bad thing. Growth creates distance. The moment you stop chasing approval, stop participating in drama, stop being endlessly available, some relationships naturally fade. Not everyone is meant to walk beside you forever. Some people were attached to a version of you that no longer exists. The version that always said yes. The version that tolerated disrespect. The version that made their life easier. When that version disappears, sometimes they do too. This is where many people make a tragic mistake. They begin performing for attention. They post things hoping someone notices. They drop hints hoping someone asks if they're okay. They become desperate for proof that they matter. But the Stoics would ask a different question. Why have you handed the value of your life to people who are busy living theirs? Why does your sense of worth depend on who remembers to send a text message? If you're getting value from this, subscribe and join our community of thousands who are learning how to navigate modern problems through ancient wisdom. Every video is designed to help you become stronger, calmer, and more resilient in a world that constantly tries to pull you apart. The truth is that loneliness hurts because human beings are wired for connection. There is nothing weak about wanting to feel seen, Nothing weak about wanting someone to ask how you're doing. But there is danger in waiting for others to provide what you refuse to give yourself. Many people spend years standing emotionally at a window, waiting for someone to come rescue them from isolation. Years pass. The rescue never comes. The Stoics understood a harsh reality. Nobody is coming to save you. But strangely, that realization is not depressing. It's liberating. Because the moment you stop waiting, you start living. Look closely at the strongest people you know. They are not strong because everyone showed up for them. They are strong because they learned how to keep moving when nobody did. They learned how to walk through seasons of silence without letting that silence define them. They stopped measuring their worth by the amount of attention they received. They became their own source of stability. And here's something most people won't tell you. Some of the loneliest periods of your life will become the most important. In silence, you discover who you are, without applause, without validation, without an audience. When nobody is checking up on you, you are forced to check up on yourself, forced to ask difficult questions, forced to confront weaknesses you've been avoiding, forced to become someone you can rely on. The very season you are trying to escape may be the season that transforms you. Seneca once observed that we often suffer from wanting things to be different than they are. We want people to behave according to our expectations. We want them to call when we feel lonely, to notice when we're struggling, to understand what we're going through without us saying a word. But reality rarely follows our script. The more tightly we cling to expectations, the more disappointed we become. So perhaps the better question isn't why nobody checks up on you anymore. Perhaps the better question is this: what are you going to do with the silence? Will you use it as evidence that you're forgotten? Or will you use it as an opportunity to become stronger? Will you spend another year waiting for validation? Or will you build a life so meaningful that your happiness no longer depends on who remembered to text you back? Because eventually, something remarkable happens. You stop taking silence personally. You stop counting who called and who didn't. You stop chasing people who are running in the opposite direction. And when that happens, you gain something far more valuable than attention. You gain peace. The people who truly care about you will reveal themselves over time. Not always quickly, not always perfectly, but eventually. And the ones who disappear, let them go without bitterness. Everyone is fighting their own battle. Everyone is carrying their own burdens. Some relationships are for a season. Some are for a lifetime. Wisdom is knowing the difference. So if nobody has checked up on you recently, hear this. Your value has not decreased. Your worth has not expired. Your importance has not vanished simply because your phone is quiet. You are not forgotten by life. You are simply standing in one of those difficult seasons that every person eventually faces. And maybe, just maybe, this season isn't here to break you. Maybe it's here to show you that the strength you've been searching for in other people has been inside you all along.